Tutorial time! Richard Weltington. This was the second character I designed for Gerald's Last Day. My very first stop motion film that I ever made. And it was a lot of fun to kind of explore a bunch of different shapes and, of a stereotypical rich dude. I knew I'd probably want him to be tall and thin, slightly elegant, maybe with a big stash. So I played with a bunch of different drawings. I kind of came to this one that I really kind of enjoyed and decided to take it to maquette. And like any 2D design, as soon as you start sculpting in the third dimension, the design changes a little bit more. And I ended up with this. Really came out well. I liked it a lot. So we did some color tests and decided on Richard. So I started to sculpt the puppet version. So it's a second version that's in a T pose. That's easy to mold. And as you can see, Shell's helping me mold here, half and half the body, and then we used a very simple wire armature because he was such a thin character. That's my son, actually, a long time ago, helping as well because we have the whole family involved. And Shell's testing the tie downs to make sure they work well before we put it inside of the foam latex. That's the white stuff you see in between the cracks there. She mixes that stuff. She's really good at getting the formula just right so we get a good pull. And you can see they come out like little pancakes. And we end up cutting off all that flashing and then pro-pasting the sides and the seams to make it really nice and smooth. And Shell takes over the painting after the puppets are out. She's really good at that. And also allows me to work on the next character because this film had like 8 or 9 different characters. And like any character, once I get it out of the oven, I got to test it. So some of the very first tests I did with my Richard Weltington puppet. And this was also my very first steps in stop motion. As you can see, it's very rough, but I was having a lot of fun, especially coming from the computer where, I'd been working for years and years and years. It was so nice to start playing in the third dimension with my new puppet, Richard Weltington. And unlike CG, you have to do a lot of planning in stop motion. So I was still going back to my old X sheets like I had in college when I would do my 2D work, and then bringing that knowledge back to my work in stop motion, which was really fun. And I ended up with the finished puppet, Richard Weltington.